Welcome to Lace 'em Up Podcast. I am your host, Davidito, and we back like we never left. And since we back, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Today's guest is coming to us from Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland, this is for you. Shout out to LeBron. All right, but phenomenal artist. I'm excited for you guys to meet him, hear a little bit about his story, how he's been able to actually do some traveling, how he was encouraged to chase his dreams of art from a youngster all the way into now. Aldonte, the artist, welcome to the podcast.
Listen, you want custom shoes, that's gonna take some bucks. Whatever you have for the price, go ahead and raise them up. Better get your spot now for it's taken up. When it's all said and done, my guy, lace them up. Come on, lace them up.
Appreciate you. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, man, thanks for being on, first of all. Let's start here. Tell the audience who you are and a little bit about yourself.
All right. I am Aldonte, the artist. Born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio. I've been doing art, man, since I was, 5 years old, and everything is evolved and elevated since then. From drawing, with a pencil and paper, to doing digital art, sneakers, painting murals, and basketballs, and everything, and then some.
Yeah, everything you can get your hands on.
Yeah, everything I can get my hands on.
Yeah, so you said starting around 5. Did anybody introduce you to it, or like how did that come about?
I honestly got introduced to it with, growing up back in the day. You would get those, like those VHS with the like animated, covers and everything. And I was always intrigued on like how to draw what I saw on those like plastic, covers and everything. So yeah, I kind of just dove in when I was young, man. I just always was like, this is fire. Like, what is this? Yeah.
Okay. So you said growing up in Cleveland, right?
Yep, Cleveland, Ohio. Yes, sir.
So in Cleveland, like, how much are people actually paying attention to art? Like, I grew up in Houston, Texas area, and the part of town I lived in, they wasn't paying attention to art like that. Like, how many people in your space was actually paying attention to art?
It's a nice amount. I mean, people. We have like creatives and art like in the city, but it is a little bit slow motion. Like in, we in the part of the Midwest region where like, we got to play catch up with a lot, but we pay attention though. I mean, I would say, yeah, it was people that was paying attention to what I was doing, because like it's also a little bit like a rare thing, to see people that like create and can create, like especially in the neighborhood I grew up in. Like, there's a lot of people that could draw, but like, when I was, coming up certain levels of drawing, you was like, yo, like, how are you doing that, bro? That's crazy. So yeah, people was paying attention. You'd be surprised too, like also like a lot of people that I grew up with that was tapped in, or like creative themselves, or like just drawing themselves. So yeah, it's very surprising. But yeah, we was caught up with the times a little bit,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, for me growing up, doing the same thing, I always drawing on something and finding something to be creative with. For me growing up anyways, I heard a lot that art isn't really a career. You can't make money off of it, right? What was your experience to say, forget what everybody else is saying, I'm chasing this?
You know what, man? It wasn't always me. It was the people around me. Like, man, family keep you grounded, man. That's the base. So, when you have people like, my mom, close cousins, brothers, sisters, stuff like that, they tell you like, listen, you stay in your zone, man. Don't go nowhere. Don't deviate nowhere from your zone, man. Create, do what you want to do. Because I mean, it was people telling me like, yo, art is not a career. You won't make it doing this, and that. You might want to go into this field, it has this type of background and this and that. And I had family that was like, nah, bro, like, stay on the path, bro. Like stay consistent. Like, and I also have family members that's like, you can stay on your path, but you also should look into this, just in case. Like, here's the plan, B, C, all the way through Z. You know what I'm saying? If you have to have one. But I'm gonna be honest, man, coming up, I know it sounds crazy and idiotic, but like I never wanted to have a plan B or C. Like I wanted this to be, I wanted this to be the foolproof plan. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Yeah. So, throughout your time moving up evolution, paper and pencil to now shoes, what made you choose shoes as your canvas? Like, I mean, you could have stayed on pencil and pad. You could have stayed digital. There's so many other things you could have been doing. Why did you choose shoes as your canvas?
Shoes, man. I've had such a connection with shoes, man, ever since I got my first pair of Jordan 5 hand-me-downs, bro. Like, it's been, the era we came up in, the Jordan era. Everybody wanted to be like Jordan, bro. So, like, yeah, ever since I got my first pair of Jordans, it's like, I don't know. I just built that connection, that love, that craving, that the knowledge of, like, of course, the different numbers come with different history of him, like, getting championships, this and that. So, yeah, like I've always had a connection with shoes, and to be in a position to paint them, I never knew that was possible until like I seen it online. So, like, I look at a lot of customizers that was like on YouTube, like was it Sneakerhead in the Bay, Vic Almighty, it was somebody else that was like restoring and customizing too. So I was looking at videos, over time, and I was like, okay, I didn't know you could buy these products like online, so you can do this. You know what I'm saying? So when I figured that out and I found that out, the connection grew even stronger as to do art and paint and then create sneakers. So it's just been like that ever since. Like sneakers always got a place in my heart, man. Even when I build my collection, sell my collection, build it again, like it's like sneakers gonna always be a part of me, man. Like even knowing the nicknames, the detail work, the name, like what goes into it. Like, oh, that's a mesh top, or that's a what I'm saying, solid bottom, whatever. So it's like, yeah. So I've always had a connection. I think, yeah, it's just with painting them, it's just, the best of both worlds for me.
Yeah. So with painting them, like one of the things I saw, you use liquid kicks a lot. Is that your preferred, or I mean, what's your opinion on like Alpha 6 or Angela's, or is you just found a niche with liquid kicks?
Well, here's the thing. Liquid Kicks is my sponsor now.
Got you.
I treat it like contracts in the NBA.
Yeah.
This is my team. This is who I support. But not only am I supporting a great team, like the product itself is top tier, man. Yo, shout out to Jeff Chamberlain, the owner of Liquid Kicks. Like he makes a lot of his stuff in house. And he's also not only making this stuff in-house, but he studied the formulas to know what goes here and there. Like, he went to school for this, you know what I'm saying? Like, so he knows, like, how to not only make a product, but he knows what's in it and what's the, capabilities of what it is. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to that. And for that reason alone, like, not just being on the team, like, I trust somebody as you to say, like, this is the product, this is what's in it. You know what I'm saying? Same with Angela's, I started out using Angela's, you know what I'm saying? So it's, and nothing against Angela's. Angela has great paints. It's been like that for years, you know what I'm saying? So, but like I said, I'm going to go where my team go. And not only that, but the product is great. Not only the product, but like the finishers, the pinhole sealers, like everything from top to bottom. And then, like I said, he could tell you better than I can as far as what the formulas are in the products. But I just know from experience, each product complements itself, like when you're using it. Like for me, I call it the trifecta. The trifecta is the primer from Liquid Kicks, the inner coat, and then the matte finish. So like the primer is like you'll start off it, you know what I'm saying? It treats the shoe so it's ready for paint, and then in between painting and like hitting layers, you want to hit that inner coat on there, and with that inner coat and that primer, it creates like a gelatin like substance almost that like really bonds the paint together, like when you layering and taking off stencils and stuff like that. And then of course, you know, you got the matte sealer, finish it off, you know what I'm saying, to give it that flat, nice finish, and it's a scratch proof finish once you put it on there. So yeah, shout out to Liquid Kicks for sure. Yeah, I so that happened recently. Like I said, I was using Angela's, a little bit of like Jacquard, um, and going back and forth with those. And then when Liquid Kicks was like, "Yo, we got colors now," so I'm like, "All right, cool. I ain't gotta go nowhere else. Like I'm good to go." So yeah, but yeah, started off with Angela's though. Yeah, like I said, Angela's is one of the best. If we talking about brands, if I can name two brands that's like top tier for me, I'm gonna say Angela's, Liquid Kicks, and Jacquard. Like not in that order either, but those are the three top powerhouse brands. If you're not using those, I recommend highly that you use those brands.
Yeah. Which one do you feel works the best out of airbrush?
Honestly, all three, because Jacquard, they have a like a liquid that's already broken down. Like they got the airbrush series. Liquid Kicks, we have a airbrush reducer that you can put inside the paints that breaks it down for the airbrush. But if you, depending on how you turn or swatch your PSI, you can spray Liquid Kicks straight out of the bottle. You know, airbrush. So that's perfect too. Angela's don't have an airbrush brand yet. They have the one where you use the what's it called?
Yeah, too thin.
Too thin, yeah. You use the too thin to break it down. You know what I'm saying? And you spray,
Yeah.
but yeah. The only one that has the airbrush ready bottle, I'm gonna say, is like between Liquid Kicks and Jacquard. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's what's up. Hey, that's some game for you people who out there thinking about getting ready to get started.
Yes, sir. And listen. Now that I'm on the team, I have a code, you know what I'm saying, discount code for anybody who want to get products, man, on Liquid Kicks. If you got any questions, please come to me, and I can always either point you to me or the, you know what I'm saying, or the owner, or what I know from my experience and what I have, like, you know what I'm saying, with the bottles myself or what the directions got. So yeah, just let me know.
Yeah, that's what's up. So I there's one pair of shoes. Well, there's a couple I want to talk about, but there's one that I want to talk about. These Groot shoes.
Yes, sir.
That you did, right?
Yes, sir.
I guess walk us through the process, because is that, are you carving the leather on that, or what is that? What does the process look like?
So that is burn engraving. So
Okay,
like,
gotcha.
you know, like the wood burner.
Yeah.
So yep. Same process as burning the leather and, you know what I'm saying, etching the design how you want to do it. And that was a fun experiment, man, because I've never burned leather on that scale before, and for me to experiment and do that how I wanted to do it was perfection. I was actually happy that it successfully turned out how I wanted it to, because that was a pivotal transitioning moment for me, because I got to a point where customizing wasn't challenging enough for me. And I felt as though I didn't want to continue doing it, you know. And a lot of times as an artist, man, if you can't find anything that can challenge you, you know, creatively, you kind of you lose touch, you lose the love for it. So the Groots brought me back, man. I can't lie. The Groots brought me back, and that was like for me to do of levels of not only burning but like texturing too. You know what I'm saying? Like that you know what I'm saying, that brought something back, man, that I didn't think I could bring back. And speaking of like texturing, Shout out to one of my favorite people that textures that showed me how to texture, KCJ Custom, which is now named KCJ Don't Do Art, which is very funny. But that's his campaign now. Shout out to the dog KCJ, man. He taught me the texturing technique. So,
Yeah, because like the vein work on like the swoosh and like that kind of stuff is absolutely crazy, man. The detail in there is really really dope. So
appreciate it, man. Yeah, I had to add that effect. I mean, the wood burning was already a nice effect, but it's like it's Groot, man. You gotta add the vines because that's his thing when he getting bigger or
yeah,
expanding. So it's like so I had to add that touch. And shout out to the homie for sharing his knowledge. You know what I'm saying on that one.
yeah. So with that, what is your top 5 custom shoes that you've made?
Oh, you kind of got me in the box on this one because I can't lie, man. I got an experience with every single one, so it's like, I'm gonna say the Groots, number one. The Akira joints, that's number 2. It's like the all red joints with the little. I ended up putting like the little motorcycle visor on the front. Now that I'm sewing now, I'm gonna say the Doflamingos, and I really gotta go on my bag and think. Poison Ivies, I enjoyed those, and the Fantastic Fours.
Yeah, the detail on those on the toe box is pretty crazy.
Yo, yeah. Doing that was fun too. I like a lot of these concepts I have like written down, and I formulate these plans and strategies. It's just when doing it is another thing than having it on paper. So to go from having it on paper to like coming to life is like it's very mind blowing to me. Like it's the funny thing because if nobody else liked it, I can sit here and be like, yo, I changed the game for me. You know what I'm saying? Like this is for me, bro. Like if it ain't for nobody else. So yeah, that was fun. And I got one more, right? I got one more.
I think we're right at 5. I think we're right at 5.
Okay. Yeah. All right, then. Yeah. Because I was gonna say if I had one more to choose from, I would say my last one would be the Jurassic Park. It was a very low key design, but for me to add the enhancement of the eyeball, like you know what I'm saying, popping out the side, that was for me that was like again another challenge written down and like successfully done. So
yeah. So how do you find a balance between doing stuff for you as a creative person versus doing something for a client? Right? I feel like a lot of times it's easy to get bogged down in doing this one thing over and over for a client, and the things that you want to do tend to, I got a stack of them over there in the corner. They never get touched. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You have to remain balanced, like doing projects for a client and for yourself. Because if you're not balanced, bro, you get overworked, you get overstimulated, and you also get bored. Like I'm like like, and there's no disrespect to the client because it's like part of our job is to what do you call it have the value of what we do for other people. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we're in this business to showcase, and not only that, but do for other people. So it's like it's nothing towards their vision, but sometimes when you have something going on and you like, man, I got ideas, and it's like I need to find somewhere to put them, man, because I got all these ideas, but it can't go on their project because they have a particular vision. So it's like you have to have balance. Like I tell myself, if I do 5 pairs for one person, I have to do at least 2 for me. You know what I'm saying? So it's because I have to put these ideas out somewhere. Because if I don't, then I'm just gonna be going in circles, trying to. And it's ironic because it's like what we do. It's like, like you're trying to please others,
Mm-hmm.
and at the same time you're trying to please others, you losing parts of yourself trying to please others. So you got to come back to yourself and get back in motion and say, what do I want to do? And what's crazy is a lot of what I want to do is what people gravitate to and what they respond to and say, you know what, that's hard. Like, why you should have did that instead of doing, you know what I'm saying? So that's an interesting take too, because when I started in this game, my goal was to say, let me do for everybody, let me do this, da 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 da. And then when you get so worn out, you like, I just want to do my stuff. I don't want to do nobody's stuff no more, bro. Don't ask me to do none of your stuff, dude. I just want to do mine. So I created that balance that I have now, because I do still fulfill commissions, but for myself in these moments I have a lot of freestyle Fridays, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
So my freestyle Fridays are projects I just take, like, all right, we about to go through the list that I wrote down and just pick one and just go and freestyle.
Yeah. So staying in the space of balance, right? Like you're doing this right as a creative, but you're also doing this as a business. A lot of times, people who are creative do not want to deal with the business part, right? So, what would be one tip in the business space that you feel like that you've learned that would be crucial for somebody to pay attention to?
Separating the business from personal. And I mean that on the level of especially pricing. Because sometimes we cut ourselves short, and we cut ourselves short because we don't want to either lose the agreement or the sale or with somebody we know or the connection. Because I've had people that, looked at me sideways when I was like, hey, 400. You know what I'm saying? And somebody would look at me like, oh man, I thought I was your boy, da da da. And it's like, it's not that you're not my boy, but it's like, this is my respective business. Time goes into what I'm doing. And not only time, but I have to factor in product. Because before I was sponsored by LK, I was paying like what, $5-6 a bottle, and then it has to get shipped. So I have to factor in all these costs. So this is why I try to comprise this flat rate for you and say, hey, four, 500. You know what I'm saying? So it's, you have to separate, and then too, a lot of times we get ourselves jammed up because we will say, oh, it's not gonna take much. This would be the price for this, and you like, bro, you haven't even gotten to the project yet, because you don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know if this is gonna go sideways or if you're gonna mess the shoe up in the process. So it's like, now you gotta, you know what I'm saying, refund the shoe and all. Like, this is, now it's getting interesting. So it's like, you always gotta have that safety net to say, you know what, I made enough to say, okay, this is what can happen going into it, as long as I'm prepared, because I set the price properly. So I would say separate the personal from the business. Like, you gonna get what you gonna get as far as, your family or your people or people that support you. You gotta set the price.
Yeah, for real.
Can't have do it.
Yeah, for real. So you brought up something interesting. I always say that creating is problem solving. And what we do, there's all kind of stuff that come up, and we got to figure it out, right? Share a story of like the craziest one that you've had to try to figure out and work your way through, as far as creating something like, oh, this is the left turn. How do I bring this back?
Oh man, I can never forget this story, bro. Listen, I had a pair of Jordan 14s, and my cousin we can laugh about it now, but a pair of Jordan 14s I was working on, and he wanted a Kobe concept, and I went to prep, the shoe and everything, and the 14s were the, like when you see those teeth at the bottom, they're very, like, the material is the worst. Like, I tell any customizer now, listen, a part of knowing your limits and knowing what you do, like, listen, I recommend do not customize 14s because it's a headache. That material is so cheap that when I was wiping off the, the factory and everything, it started to like bubble.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it was getting bad. So I literally had to take like some what do you call it, like the little filler material,
Yeah.
and like sand it back to its original form because it was like bubbling and like expanding. I told my cousin, I was like, listen, like I might have to refund you, bro, because this looking, you know what I'm saying, this looking bad on both ends because I didn't know it was gonna bubble like that, and I was prepping it, and I was trying to paint the layers on, and he was like, he told me, he like, hey, he like, don't panic, just finish it. And my cousin, man, he's so calm about everything. It's like I'm like, bro, like, listen, listen, man. I'm in the trenches with this shoe, bro. This is
Yeah.
happening. How? Yeah, like this. He like, listen, just finish it. I'm like, okay. So that was the first thing that happened. And then, like, when I was painting the layers, some of the tape wasn't like the tape I usually use. It wasn't sticking. Like it was trying to give me like the hardest time ever on this whole process. I'm like, bro, first these are bubbling. Second, it's not sticking. The tape is not sticking at all. So now I'm getting overspray everywhere.
Everywhere.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now,
Yeah.
now I gotta come up with this whole plan now because next I gotta use stencils and all. So it's like I need a foolproof plan. And then the color that I mixed was too dark. Like it was just, bro, it was a whole like
It just kept going bad and bad and bad. Yeah.
yeah, it felt like a whole nightmare, man. But my cousin, man, every time because I like to keep my clients updated on the process, everything. So I was texting him every time something was happening. He like, just finish it, stay calm, just finish it. I'm like, okay. I said it's probably gonna look like I'm gonna owe you some money, but okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do it. So by the time I got done, I felt a lot better. You know what I'm saying? I started to tape certain sections off and like hold my hand and like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, we gonna do this. I ain't about to get beaten up by no shoe, bruh. So I was just doing that, doing every section. You know what I'm saying? Painting it off. And by the time I got finished, man, I said, all right, they ready, bro. Come get them. And he took them out the box and he was like, you did it. He was like, see now, what would have happened if you would have gave me my money back and you wouldn't have like finished the whole process? I was like, bro, he was like, see, you can't give up, man. You gotta stay locked in no matter what, man. He was like, I wanted this colorway to be a Kobe colorway just to show you, man, when you lock in. And of course, he went in his whole mama mentality mode. And he was like, listen, this is what happens when you stay consistent and you
Yeah.
lock in. And that was a game changer for me because like sometimes it shakes you up when it's like I've been doing this for I don't know how long and why is it happening this like this
Yeah.
way? It shouldn't be happening this way. So yeah, it kind of it shook me up, man. I ain't gonna lie, but part of that was like learning a lesson of the different shoe, of course, the material, but also like not giving up with myself. And I gotta appreciate my cousin for that one, bro, because I was like, man, listen, I'm about to shoot you your cheese, man. I was like, I quit. Like I was
Yeah.
like, yeah. So, yeah, that was an experience I'd never forget though, because he kept me, you know, and it's surprisingly like he wasn't the only one, but I could say out of all the clients I've had, he's the most calm. That was like, just finish it. Don't even trip. He like, what you tripping for? He was like, I don't got no rush on me. Like, just finish it. And I was like, you are right. I think in my head, like, I'm like, these need to be done,
Yeah.
in order this way. So sometimes we battle with that too as creators. We like, oh, we need this done in 3-4 days. Like, I need to, he like, nah, he like, bro, I got all year and then some. Like, what you rushing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So, speaking of timeline, like, how long does it take you typically to get a pair done?
Now that I'm full time, it usually takes me, I'm gonna say 1 to 2 weeks, because I call audibles, bro, when I'm working. Because like sometimes I have an idea, and then like from my idea being on paper, I say, you know what? What if I take that out and then add this? You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I have to go back to the drawing board sometimes, or go back just a little bit and say, you know what, let's add this, take this out. And then I might have to say, you know what, I don't like these laces. Let me order new laces, like stuff like that. So usually the process, it take about 1 to 2 weeks, maybe 3, depending on if I have to order something or get something else. So yeah. So being full time is usually like 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's what's up. It's a lot of time.
Yeah,
It's a lot of time.
it is.
Yeah.
It's a lot, but it's also needed because it's like outside of prep and everything, you want to make sure you do it effectively and properly. So I would say taking your time is essential, to anything, because it's a shoe. You want it to last. You want it to have this good period of lasting. So you want to put the time and everything into it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you had somebody that came up to you and said, "Hey, I like your stuff. I'm interested in getting into this," what would be one tip that you would give them to start out?
That's a great question. I would say my advice is to tell them, or a tip is to say, like, to ask yourself, what are you getting into this for? Like, sometimes you have to like look back and say, what is my purpose into this? I mean, if you just want to make shoes, that's cool. But sometimes when you just want to make shoes, it's more levels than just making shoes, and then you realize, like, I don't like this. This is not what I expected. So yeah, you have to ask yourself, what are you in it for, or what do you want to do it for? And if you do, you gotta ask yourself, are you gonna put in the time and everything necessary to get it done? Because it's not, like I said, it's not just painting on shoes. It's gonna get to you, because ain't nothing like buying an almost fresh pair of shoes and they ain't looking like how you wanted them to look. You know what I'm saying? And that was when I first started customizing. I was like, dude, this is ain't no way, bro. So because the first time I customized, I didn't know nothing about the materials I had. I had three dyes from Angela, and I didn't know the dyes were gonna like bleed if they're not dried properly. And I wasn't, paying attention. So it's like, yeah, I got these suede shoes that they got some, they still got some runs on them. I could have worn them, you know what I'm saying? Like, they used, but at the same time, bro, you know how many times I could have still wore those, and I ended up dyeing them, bro, and they was bleeding. Each dye was bleeding on another. It was like, oh man, it was looking so bad, bro. I said, yo, I don't know, man. Yeah. But I just kept, for me, I don't know about anybody else. I just kept trying, man. Just keep going. Just see where you're gonna go with it. But like I said, if somebody asks me, it's like, man, are you prepared to go through that? Like, what are you doing it for, and why? And if you don't have a reason why, if you come up with it later, cool. But just know you got to be doing it for something, because this is a lot going into it. We talking about not only the process of creating it, but having the budget for it. Like, these shoe paints are not cheap, y'all. No. Like, this is like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is not something you could go to Hobby Lobby and get. I mean, I wish it was at Hobby Lobby, but it's not. So
is that some of them is at Michael's, but it's still expensive.
It's still because they have to because it's that whole third party thing. Like, same with Amazon, it's a third party. You have to pay that third party to get what you need. So it's like, what are you prepared? Are you prepared to get into it? Like, what are you in it for? So that's what I would ask anybody. And I would also say, what are your steps moving forward? Is this something you just want to just do, as a hobby, or is it something you want to take serious and take to the next level? So you have to ask yourself, how much time do you want to be invested in doing something like this?
Yeah. Yeah. This episode of the Lace Month Podcast is brought to you by Davidito Designs. Davidito Designs is my website. It's where you can go and cop some merch. You can also put in a request for some custom shoes, and we can bring whatever idea that you may have in your mind to life on a pair of custom shoes. Back to the podcast. For sure. What would you say has been the biggest lesson you've learned so far?
That's a good one too, actually. I've learned a lot of lessons here. I learned a lot of lessons as a creative, with, like I said, with separating the two, as far as like an artist, like getting paid as an artist and like, being somebody's friend or as a business. I learned, that looks can be deceiving, because sometimes you can look at a pyramid and you like, yo, this easy. And it don't be easy. Like the next couple times. I've learned that I give myself the right amount of time and growth. I can really transform, some things. I learned that staying consistent is key, because I mean this whole shoe process is like an ugly duckling. You know what I'm saying? Like it goes. The ugly got to get done first before you get to the
Yeah.
So I learned to hang in there, man, to persevere, to finish it. It ain't how you start, it's how you finish. So I've learned quite a bit. I've learned to manage my time, my money, with products and everything. I learned to, if there's anything else I want to add to my arsenal, like sewing, I need to know what's going to go into that as far as my time management and my frustration. I can't lie to you. Learning how to sew, man, that, we talking about shoes was a test, bruh. Sewing, man, when that stitch don't attach to that bobbin, or your stitch is not locked, and it all of a sudden
just comes loose, yeah.
And it comes loose on the hook, bro, man. We talking about testing moments here. Like, this is, yo, I done been at that machine. Like, man, listen, if I sew something else, bruh, I'm gonna destroy this machine. Like, this is like this. Like, I'm here.
I gotta walk away.
Yeah, you gotta walk away. You got to. So that's a huge lesson. Matter of fact, that you done said that walking away is major key. If you need to take a moment to get some air, do some free time stuff. Take your woman out, do whatever. Take your man out, do whatever. Like, take the time, bruh. Because if you don't, and you constantly working, you're gonna frustrate yourself, and you don't give yourself time to grow creatively. Because sometimes when I take a break and I go like to dinner or something like that, I have a new perspective or a new mind to say, okay, now let's come back into this project and let's try this again.
Yeah. And sometimes it gives you the opportunity to process and think it out a little bit more and be like, oh yeah, let me address it this way, and that may be the one thing that you needed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And sometimes the people you talk to, because sometimes I've had a moment where I needed to express the process I'm going, and it's crazy. Some of the people don't know what I'm going through in the moment, but they can literally break it down and say, have you tried this? Like, because I know, I know my girl, she don't know nothing about nothing, and she would sit there and say, okay, so what were you doing again? And then I would say, okay, I was doing this, da da da, and she was like, well, do you want to try it this way? Like, do you have this type of paint or this type of this? And I said, you know what, I do. Okay. So now it's, you know what I'm saying? So for people that don't know and they still have this much problem solving insight to help me is also a major key too. Because it also helps me out to think. And also shout out to my homies again. Because whenever I go to them in the creative realm, they like, well, try it this way. And try this, and they already know. So So it's the people that know and the people that don't know that can help either way. So,
for real. I've done a lot of learning the hard way, to say the least.
Same. I'm a, what do you call it? I'm an experimental artist, but I'm also very hard headed. I I go into moments where I say, "Yeah, let's do it fresh," and then and sometimes I experiment on an old pair. I can't lie. Sometimes I experiment on an old pair, and sometimes I get a fresh pair I just got from Foot Locker, and I say, "Let me do it."
Mm-hmm.
And now I ain't gonna lie. The homies tell me now, like, bro, you are a psycho. I ain't no
Yeah.
way I would be taking a fresh pair and doing that. I said, listen, I understand. I understand, but sometimes it motivates me to say, "Hey, let me do it." Same with the groups. That group pair was a fresh pair,
Mm-hmm.
like, and I just said, "Let's burn them." Like,
Mm-hmm.
see what happens.
And with you didn't get a piece of leather and test it or nothing. You just jump right in.
No, I tested
Ooh.
literally. I had wood slacks that was next to me, like little cutouts. I was carving on the cutouts. And by the time I carved on 2 cutouts, I felt confident. I said, "All right, let's do it." And I went straight to the shoot. Now anybody would tell me looking at me like, "Bro, that's psycho." But it
Yeah,
worked sometimes.
that makes me want to go. How many times in that process did your stomach just turn over? Like, I don't know, because going in there, like you said, you got to go through the ugly to get to what you want first, right?
Mhm.
And there gonna be sometimes you in the middle of it, you like, I don't know.
See the thing, which was cool. I got the wood burner that has 2 stations.
Mm-hmm.
So the one station it had like a real thin blade, and then the other one had like a thicker one. So I used the thin one, and some of the lines that were coming out thin, I was like, I actually like that look, so I'm gonna keep this one. Because it was one, it was like it's thin, but I was like it's too thin. So I was like, let me grab that thicker one, and so it was all a process of layering with that too, because like I was going in with the thin one to get the idea, and then I went with the thicker one. But what helped me overall was to navigate the design was that I took a pencil and like
Mm.
sketch which areas I wanted to like hit the wood
Yeah,
mark
sketch
the
it out
line with.
first.
So yeah, so pencil made me feel a little bit more confident. Like I didn't just jump. I literally like had my pencil right next to me. Like okay, all right, cool. And then that's when I took the heat engraver and was like, all right, it works now.
Yeah, okay, that's a little
Mhm.
different. I thought you was just like shoe and like just went in, but so yeah, you gave yourself a little bit of a safety net in that space, so that's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
the pencil is my blueprint at times because like I can literally, I take the pencil, sketch it out, and then I can look and say, I like that. Let me go ahead and do it. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Mhm.
what's up. So I gotta ask this question since you're from Cleveland, right?
Right, right.
I'm going basketball, so I gotta ask the question, right? So I ain't gonna ask you who the GOAT is because that may be a whole another thing. But give give me your Mount Rushmore for basketball players and why. So you got 4.
Ooh, I mean, as I said, we talking great. I'm like Michael Jordan. You gonna put Michael Jordan on there? I mean, because it's Michael Jordan. Like it's like,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's the era, man. Let's just sue me. You know what I mean? Uh, ooh, say number 2. I'm a. I ain't gonna lie. It's a cross between Dominique Wilkins,
Mm,
uh, or I'm gonna say Sean Kemp. Like it's a
okay.
cross. Yeah, like I have a lot of players that like I admire and I like growing up, and like those 2 was definitely like major key for me. Outside of Jordan, I mean that's a lot of shoes to fill. But I gotta do some more thinking, man, because I mess with Charles Barkley too, though. So it's like,
Okay.
hmm,
Hey, he was cold. He was cold.
Charles was cold,
Yeah.
man. Listen, and it's like call me biased, man, but a lot of people like if I'm gonna go, I'm gonna say like off of like top shoe deals of which players like. I mean, because I'm gonna put Dennis Rodman in that lineup. You feel me? Like I'm gonna put oof, yeah. I must. Okay, sorry. So if I can lay the list out, I'm gonna put Jordan. We're gonna put Jordan, Sean Kemp, right? Um, Dennis Rodman, and then I can't lie. I'm gonna put Kobe up there. Put Kobe
Okay.
up there.
Okay.
If it was a
Okay.
little extra mountaintop, I'm gonna say Bron right after Kobe. But yeah, I'm gonna put Kobe. I'm gonna put Kobe right
Okay. All
there.
right. All right.
Yeah, yeah,
All right.
yeah. Because I mean, Bron is a beast. I mean, I'm not.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Being from Cleveland, listen, sue me on this too, but it's like I have no malice with Bron though. I mean, could he have done it differently? Yes. But I mean, he's like talent is talent, bro. No matter where you go, you know what I'm saying? Like, and what I can appreciate as a Clevelander, he came back. He came back and he fulfilled his promise to the city that he was gonna do it, and he did
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah.
it's like, what more can you ask for? What more could you know what I'm saying, get from him? He I could see if he just never came back, but he came back and did it.
Yeah.
So I'm satisfied. I don't know about any other Clevelander, but I'm satisfied. Because
Yeah.
that moment in time in history in 2016 to be downtown Cleveland and that championship, bro.
Yeah.
I'm telling. Listen, if sports broke racism that night, I'm telling you, I'm gonna tell you right now,
Yeah.
sports broke racism. I can't tell you how many white folks hugged me that night
That night.
that I would never think would touch me or look my direction.
Yeah.
That night, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Interesting. So, in doing this, right, I
Mm-hmm.
feel like almost everybody spends a lot of time either listening to music or podcasts or books or something. So, what is your vibe when you're working on a pair of shoes?
Bro, I listen to my playlist is extensive, man. I already got an Outkast T-shirt on. I
Okay.
love Outkast, DMX, Wu Tang, uh, Young Jeezy. Of course, you got UGK. Uh, man. Oh, of course, my pastor, Project Pat.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. I love Memphis, man. You got Boosie. You got Young Dolph. I listen. My playlist is like I say. You listen to down south, up north, over to the west. There's only a few West Coast people, of course, like Kendrick. Um, I even got old school West Coast, like of course you got NWA, Ice T.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, man, people from Cleveland, of course, Cleveland legends, Bone Thugs and Harmony. Uh, uh, man, my music list is I got so many artists because like not only did I grow up on hip hop, but I also grew up on what I'm saying, blues and jazz and funkadelics. Of course, I got George Clinton on my playlist. I got some uh, my girl Shaka Khan. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I got of course I got Marvin Gaye. I got Al Green. I got man, I just talked about this person. Um, I can't even. Yeah, but my music list is crazy. I can't even think of it right now. But yeah, my music list is crazy because it all depends on that mood, man. Because some songs it gets you upbeat. You know, you get that fire, and then sometimes you want to listen to some. Oh, that's what Michael Jackson. Sometimes you want to listen to some Michael Jackson and get the job done. So you never know. And then sometimes you might want to hear some Gladys Knight. You know what I'm saying? Just to ease the rest of
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
rest of the night off. So
Yeah.
I listen to a lot of music, and I can thank family for that because I grew up like I grew up listening to those particular songs, and you never knew what those songs mean or never like or nothing
Until you got older. Yeah.
until you
Yeah.
understand it, man.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
yeah, so
What's the one song? Speaking of which, what's the one song that you was like, I know all the lyrics to it, you was jamming and you got older and was like, that's what they was talking about.
a lot of them, bro. Oh man, uh, when it was it was Al Green, the song where he was talking about um it was basically talking about like changes like in the world. I like when you can relate to that song of like so many political issues, stuff like that you see going on in the world, and you like, man, like it makes sense as to why like he didn't think nothing was gonna change for him,
Mm-hmm.
and for that to repeat itself is just insane because you would think we would be in a better,
Yeah.
better atmosphere. So it's yeah. So like growing up listening to those songs, you not knowing like the meaning or like how it resonates, and then connecting like that. Also, it might sound cliche, but also like falling in love, you never know how key those songs is, or heartbreak, and you like, why am I singing this song?
Yeah.
And it's so sad now because you know what it's like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. It used to be your jam and then you was like, oh, this is a sad song. I didn't even know
yeah,
that.
it's insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
know the feeling. Um, Staying in music real quick.
Mhm.
If you had one album to listen to, and you only had one album, what would it be and why?
Ooh. That's crucial because I got so many one hit albums that would be like, yo, that's the one. I would say, ironically so, off the top of my head, if I had one album to go off of, I would say DMX. Um, when was it Hell is Hot, the first
Mm.
first album, yeah, because you see so many changes and riffs of that album. Like you hear him like having his confessional moments, and then you hear him having the rah rah moments. Like from the intro going in, like it's heat, you know. And then he have his moments where he praying and having his moments of like thoughts and stuff like that. So you go through the whole process of like DMX. I like that. I like how that album was made and conducted, and how he broke down, so many levels of him in one
Yeah.
one album. I see why it went platinum, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
He had people definitely emotional. Yeah.
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 Because you go from being hyped to then you building a connection. Like, I ain't know it was like I ain't know it was
Yeah.
like that, bro. And then
Yeah.
it go back to the
Yeah.
like, nah, I need some more strength and motivation. Yeah, so
Yeah.
if I had one album, I would say it's that one off the top of my head. But I have so many number one albums. That's kind of hard to pick.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. So you said you just got back from a trip, South Korea,
Yeah, Japan and South Korea. Yeah.
Japan, and South Korea. All right. So what took you out there first, and then what was the experience like?
Well, I've always wanted to go to Japan, ever since I was a kid, bro. Like everything around me has been immersed in the Japanese culture, from anime to technology to So I was always motivated to get out there, and yeah, like that was part of my motivation. And like honestly, my god brother, man, my little brother, he's out there for
Mm.
work. And I was like, as soon as he was like, man, you gotta see it. It's dope out here. It's beautiful. I was like, man, I gotta get out there, bro. Like I've been waiting to get out there since I was a kid, and it was everything I imagined it to be, though. It was dope, and it's
Mm.
crazy because growing up in the hood in the city I'm from, like when you tell people you want to go places like Japan, man, they look at you sideways like, what you doing that for? Niggas don't go to Japan.
Yep. I ain't never
Like,
leaving the block. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, bro, how you gonna get there? Like, what? Like, you ain't got no money. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, so it's some people kill your dreams early on, man, even before they get built. But I had this thing in me, man, where it was like, I'm gonna go because that's one culture I love outside of my own culture. I love Japanese culture. So
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna get there. I just don't know how, but I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? And um, words and prophecy and manifestation is real.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you never know what you put on your life, man, or somebody could put on your life, and what you could, attack against, man. Because people can say all types of stuff, you this, you that. And you don't have to be nothing that they tell you, but words are powerful. So you have to tell yourself, I'm not that, or I'm going through something. I'm gonna come out, and I ain't gonna be that no more. So yeah. So
Yeah.
I literally had to block off everything and say, "Yeah, I'm going." Listen, I can't tell you no more that I'm going, but I
Yeah.
got to tell myself that I'm going. One of the I don't know how I'm gonna get there, but I'm gonna go. So,
Yeah.
so yeah,
Yeah. That's one of the things that I've always believed, that people always say that you can't do something when they feel like they can't do it, right? They see that they feel like I wouldn't be able to do that, so ain't no way you can do it. Yeah, they just be
and that's
projecting.
a lot of people reject, man, and part of my story, man, is people telling me I can't do something, and it's always been like that. Even with art, man, I had teachers telling me you can't survive off being an artist,
Hmm.
and I'm doing that today. So I've proved I've beat the odds.
Yeah,
So somebody telling me I can't like these things, or I can't make it out of my neighborhood, I beat the odds again. You telling me I can't travel the world because of like what I was born into
yeah,
or who I am, I beat the odds again. So it's like I've had too many people telling me I can't do something, and that's probably why I have this this trauma of mine too,
mm,
because people even creatively, when I pitch an idea or something to somebody and they say we can't do that, and I say okay, give me a second, we could do it. Now I don't know about, what, scratch that. I don't know about we. I'm gonna do it. I don't know if you,
yeah,
I don't know if you gonna do it, but it's possible. I've seen it.
yeah,
It's possible. So yeah, my story is like, and it's crazy. I would love to get this off the ground now that I'm thinking about it. A book, like everybody's told me, no, it's not possible. It's not real, and I've defeated everything against somebody has said against me. So
yep,
yeah.
yep.
Hmm.
I'm in the same boat. I'm actually working on my book
Oh,
because
nice.
because of that, for sure. But yeah, I've been told the same thing my entire life. So I'm a firm believer in self belief and being able to set your own goals and go after them. That's when my life changed. Is when I said, "Nah, this is my life. I'm taking the steering wheel and I'm driving and I'm going to do what I want to do." So yeah, that self belief is dangerous, but you gotta believe in yourself though.
It
Yeah,
is. It
yeah,
is. And
yeah,
and watch out for the people who always say I'm being realistic. And it's
yeah,
like realistically, it can happen. Like you've seen the possibility. Like we got million, almost billionaires of people that's on the computer, that's streamers. It's possible. So you can't take away that child's imagination because they want to stream and they want to do this, and they
yeah,
say, "Oh, there's no money in that." That's false, because Kai Sanat is rolling in the dough right now.
yep,
So it's like, you yeah, that's the whole being realistic. It's like, I get, for some people, I get you're trying to help, but it doesn't help anymore that you tearing me down and saying it's not possible, because like you said, it may not have been possible for you. And I believe in that so much to where, like, I felt like if I were to have kids in the future or whatever, if this didn't work for me, I'm sure it would have worked for my legacy. You know what I'm saying? So like sometimes it happens that way. Sometimes, just like with prime example, Ja Morant. Ja Morant's father was a basketball player, but he didn't get the NBA shot. Ja did. So it's like sometimes your legacy may be the, what I'm saying, part of
Yeah.
the chosen, and it may not be for you, but the dream is still the dream, and it's still real. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. It's just having a plan and going after it, man. That's what I
that's
tell
fact.
people all the time. A dream is just a dream until you put the work in, man. You got to put the
That's
work in and
facts.
go get it at the end of the day. So,
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
that's what's up. Man, that's a dope experience, though, to be able to go over there.
Yeah, it's amazing. I advise anybody, man, to, if you're able to do it, I would say, man, visit these other countries, man, see how they navigate. And I advise anybody, if you go to any country, make sure they have a U.S. embassy. Okay, you don't want you don't want no shenanigans. You want to make sure your home base is there and you good to go. You feel me? But other than that, any anywhere you traveling, man, yeah, just go see, man. It's people. It's people operating on a day to day, man, and they trying to navigate just like you are every day, and they survive. Like prime example, um, what was that? Was it last year or this year? I think it was last year. I went to the Dominican Republic. Like
Mm,
beautiful, beautiful place. Like we talking about a country of survivalists. Like they really get it out the mud, and like it's beautiful to see.
mm,
Like them navigating their everyday life, and they get it out the mud, and outside of that, like the moments the moments I would say for me, when you like growing up less fortunate at times, and you like, man, you cherish things. They have a you know a cherishing, like, defined thing about themselves. That's it.
yeah,
That sticks out, and you realize how much privilege you have here too. And you like, man, they do this on a day to day, and like you like, dang, how they, man,
yeah,
we doing good, bro. We got stamps and all, bro. Like,
yeah,
you feel
yeah.
me? Like,
Makes you complain less, for
it
sure.
does. It
Yeah,
does. It
yeah,
does. It's a beautiful country, man. Beautiful people. I enjoy watching how that city moves, and being a part of it. Like I said, whenever I go places, I like to be. I don't like to be extra touristy. I like to be, like let's take the train, or let's go here, take the
yeah,
bus. You know what I'm saying? I like to be immersed in it. You know what I'm saying? And it was beautiful to see.
yeah. That's what's up. So, you mentioned anime. So, for our anime lovers, what is your go to anime? Like, what's your favorite? And then also, what's the one that got you into anime?
Oh, well, the ones that got me into it, man. The Pokemon, the Dragon Ball Z, the Yu-Gi-Oh. That's what got me into anime, of course. And then it was um, watching it in English, because we wasn't,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we got the dub. I mean, not the the dub version, in America, but it immersed me to watch so much more, and like start to see the difference in dub and sub, and you hear the Japanese and everything, and it's pretty cool. And I would say my favorite anime right now is One Piece. The story development, the characters is amazing to see, because you on a journey with them, like every what do you call it, every arc,
Mm-hmm.
you seeing everything, every character develop. You see people, you know what do you call it, drinking their courage, and you see
Mm-hmm.
people saying like, they on the team now, like they about the team, they taking, you know what I'm saying, like, hey, they not playing, like this is a
Yeah,
real thing. So, and you see the struggle amongst people, you see the divide amongst like different countries they go to, and then they gotta restore the population and all that. So it's cool. Yeah, this is my favorite story so far.
yeah.
Um,
That's what's up.
but I got so many, bro. It's like, man, it's so many. And too, I'm also a little bit behind, man. To my anime viewers out there, don't judge your boy, because I'm definitely behind on quite a bit. Because I be trying to do so much with my work schedule, man. But I'm definitely behind on a lot of anime. But I still enjoy anime, just like when I was a little kid, bro. Like no
Yeah,
difference. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. That's what's up. So, a couple more questions while I get you out of here.
for sure.
What's next for you? What's next up?
Um, the next thing for me is to expand and grow my summer program that I have every year. My summer program was on the third year this year, and I was able to, bless a good amount of students, a good 5 students with some pairs for the summer. And I'm hoping to expand on my program a little bit better, like actually going to schools and districts and actually being a little bit more a part of the system and hands-on of like helping more students get into my program. Because like the students are selected through performance and grades and stuff like that. But if you go to school and you give them a curriculum, I mean not a curriculum, but something for them to be motivate or aspire to, then it can also like help performance in a way. That's my idea, So, and shout out to the my dog Anthony Amos, Sneaker Fair Customs, who has this program in Chicago that's doing exceptionally well. And I thought to myself, I said we should have that in Cleveland. Like we should bring something like that to the city.
Yeah.
I think if for me, if somebody came to my school and they was like, yo, all you gotta do is work hard all year, you get free shoes, da da da. Bro, I would have had straight A's through a lot of my period of school. Like, listen, hey, I need them shoes, bro. I'm working hard all year. I'm showing up every day. I'm doing everything. So, yeah, that's my plan, man. I'm looking for year 3 to be year 30 and beyond if I can, bro. Like, and also implementing having more artists being hired to the program, so it's not just me.
Yeah. So are you just providing shoes? Are you doing a custom pair for them? Like what does it look like?
So my cousin runs a nonprofit, and this all started when he had it's called Good Grades Equals Great Sneakers. He had like this program every year to where his students get good grades, they get a fresh pair of kicks, whatever they want. And I had talked to him, and I was like, you know what, man, I love your program. I would love to throw my hat in the ring. So that year after we made the program, it was called Good Grades Equals Custom Sneaker. So that student that got the good grades, he had wanted a custom pair of Kobe Air Force One. So I made the Kobe's for him, and then after that, it kind of like picked up on something, and I hit him up. I said, you know what, man, I think we could do this every year, and we can like add more students to it. And he was like, that sounds like a great idea.
Yeah.
And it just became that to where I started selecting students from their performances and everything, and then they themselves get the opportunity to create an idea, and then I take set idea that's on the paper and then bring it to life.
Yeah, that's dope.
Appreciate it, bro.
I like that. So, if somebody wanted to get something from you, follow you, all that good stuff, where do we follow you at? Where do we find you at?
Oh, yeah, you can find me on Instagram, sometimes TikTok. I would say sometimes. TikTok is a different world. I try to do it, so I try. Rarely Facebook. I would say mostly my family is on Facebook, but if you have a Facebook, I'm Aldonte Art on Facebook. Both TikTok and Twitter and Instagram are all the same. It's Aldonte the Artist, all together, lowercase. Yeah, and that's where you can find me on the social. But I can't lie, I'm mainly on Instagram.
Yeah. That's what's up. Thank you for sticking and staying with your boy. There's been another episode of Lace 'em Up Podcast. Remember, there is no dream too big, all right? If you're a creative person, I don't care what medium it is, get out there, make something, create something, explore your art, develop your art, and continue to grow. Until next time, remember, fear is fake, creating is problem solving. Peace. If you like this episode and you want to see more like it, check out these videos over here, and don't forget to subscribe.
Listen, it takes wisdom to grab these sneakers and spin them. Cut a couple of linen and match them up with the denim called Davidito. He'll cook it up like a kilo and have your Air Ones appropriate with the stilo. He's no Lilo, but he's mean with the stitch.